Hi everybody, welcome back to Sonic Chaos. My name's Steve.
Yes, my name's Donovan.
And today have we got a subject matter for you?
I don't know, have we?
Well, we're about to find out. We'll let them decide if this subject is any good or not.
Okay.
It is a subject that's been covered quite a bit. We're going to be talking about AI music. There's a lot of people on YouTube that have covered this, but we want to discuss a few things. Does this AI music have a place in music? Are you a fan of it? Do you hate it? Or are you all being a bunch of hypocrites about it? And I'll get into that in a big way in a minute because I've got some thoughts on it.
Okay.
So, right, let's dive in. First of all, Donovan, what do you know about AI music so far? What has been your experience listening to it, hearing it, or?
I'm going to be honest with you. My take on it was more broad. So my take on it was creative people in general. My question to you a while back when you first brought it up.
Yeah.
My question was: are creative? Because obviously we're creatives by heart. You know, you're a musician. I'm a writer. Are we hypocrites? Because
100%. I'm just going straight in with 100%.
Goodbye.
No, go on.
Because I was against using AI because I watched the 2 Terminator films when I was young. So it kind of gave me...
You've gone from ChatGPT typing your email out for you to
and I was like,
world domination quick.
Yeah, that's I had Terminator vibes. So I was like, I'm not using it. I've started to use it more and more as a tool. Okay,
Yeah.
So creative people, they use it for lots and lots of different things, but in the same breath, music, mixing, mastering, all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's been used a lot by creative people, but when you hear dissenting voices about AI, they're the loudest in the loudest community, in my opinion, is creative people. So I'm just like, I don't know. It's a question. Are we hypocrites?
I'm going to say something controversial really early in this
Already?
podcast.
Okay.
Most of them are lying.
Go on.
Okay. So what I mean by that is...
Who's them?
Right. I know artists, and I'm not going to name them, right, that perform songs that have been lyrically completely written by ChatGPT.
Okay.
And then maybe they've tweaked a line or two.
Okay.
Now, I'm just going to caveat this
Qualify it. Yeah.
I don't actually think there's anything wrong with that.
Okay.
And I'll qualify that in a second.
Okay.
There's lots of things to qualify when doing this subject.
Okay.
Right. So...
It's like Champions League style, yeah?
Yeah. So basically, here's my take on it, right? I am a creative. I write songs. I make films. I'm all over the whole media scape. And AI is going to affect it all.
Of course.
But there's a couple of reasons why I think that it is going to be here to stay, and it is going to coexist comfortably alongside real music, right? And here's why I think so.
Okay.
So where do I think, first of all, let's talk about the positives, right?
Of course, yeah.
Where do I think that AI music is going to benefit? So we've had people going back to the beginning of time with electronic stuff that have sampled songs, right?
Of course.
One of the brilliant ways you can use AI music, Suno is the biggest one, right?
Okay.
Suno, you can just type in a little prompt and it will create a song from start to finish. 9 times out of 10, that song will be pretty pants, right? However, if you are a creative-minded person and you give it the correct prompts in enough detail, it will create something actually really bloody good.
Okay.
I've done it and tricked a few people with it. Now, I've also done it with video. So I've had someone say they wanted to create a post to promote a show.
Okay.
And they went, I've tried this VO Flow thing by Google. It's supposed to be the best one there is. It's £250 a month. It's crap. It don't do nothing. I used the same piece of software and got insanely brilliant results.
Okay.
And they were like, well, I don't get it. How did you do that? I said, that was literally my first prompt I wrote. And they were like, well, how? And how is because even though you've got these tools, you've still got to have some knowledge of camera movement, lighting, because the more information you give the AI, the better its results come out the other end. So if I wanted 2 people in a room, I said the prompt that I did right was establishing shot, man walking in the distance in a desert with the shadow of a vulture hovering above him with the sound effect of a vulture and in the wind, right? Next shot, close up with camera set at f2.0 or 1.8 for shallow depth of field. I want the focus to be on the beads of sweat that are dripping down his head. So you're an author, so you'd be even better at this than me, right? Because your descriptive narrative way of writing is going to produce a far better result in the outcome of that video.
Yeah.
So what you're going to find now is you're going to get a new era of creatives, and they're going to be called prompt engineers.
They're like directors, aren't they?
Exactly that. So you've still got to have the vision first to create it. Do you get me?
Okay.
So there is still an element of creativity to using it. Now, the music one, Suno, which I've used quite a lot, and I'll tell you what I use it for. So I don't like its lyric, the way it makes up lyrics, although I have used it on one occasion. I was really struggling with a chorus, and I went ChatGPT on this occasion. I went, I've got this chorus, I like 4 out of the 5 lines. The final hook line, I know what I want it to end with, but I just can't make the sentence fit. Can you help me? Can you come up with some ideas? Give me 4 or 5 ideas that I could potentially use. And it gave me something that wasn't quite right, but was enough to spark. It was enough to spark something. I was like, bang, I've got it now. So it's a brilliant tool for that. All right. So you should never get writer's block when using these tools because it can help spark new ideas. And the other time I've used it, and where I think it's going to be ridiculously powerful in music, is for people that do remixes. So like we've got AI stem splitters now, where people can split the stems and you can take the vocals out of a song and then plop another one in super easy. You don't need the original stems of the song anymore like you used to. So that's going to be useful. But also in Suno, you can do something ridiculously cool where I could go like that, right? And I could just record that little melody piece. I can upload that into it and then say, right, I want a melodic piano-based rap track from a 1990 song. Build a song around that sample, and then it'll build a backing track around that sample. Then I can split the stems, and then I can take the drum beat, sample the drum beat, and then create samples from it, and then remix an entire song from those samples. So for remixers and anybody that likes to make beats, it's going to be phenomenally great for that sort of stuff. I think because it's new, people don't understand how it's going to get used. Creative people are always going to want to physically do something, right? But if you can use that tool to speed up your process, there's so many people already using it. And I think there's a lot of people using these tools and denying that they're using them.
Right, yeah. Okay. So is that where we go on to the negatives then?
See, the negatives is this. People are saying, well, it's going to take all the money off the songwriters. Can I just caveat that, right? I'm talking directly now to record labels.
I was going to say, was that the name of company then? Aren't these kind of like download companies already doing that to the artists? I was going to name one.
The record labels, let's be honest. There's probably a handful of songwriters. Go and get Dua Lipa's album. Go and get Sabrina Carpenter's album. Go and get Taylor Swift's album. The same songwriters are on all of their albums. Now, you hear these artists go, when I wrote this song, I was going through this. No, you didn't. You maybe wrote a line on the song, right? Maybe Taylor Swift, not so much. She has a big involvement. But the same people's names, his hit songwriters, they're on every bloody track, right? So when they say all the songwriters are going to lose the money, what? The top 0.1% of songwriters that are getting currently all of the money, what those people are suddenly going to suffer. Boo-boo.
Wow.
Right. Because here's my point with it, where I'm getting to, and then you can tell me what you think of it.
Yeah.
Right. Some people are brilliant singers. They're not songwriters.
No.
Some people have got a great idea for a song, right? and they cannot afford to go to a recording studio because it's become so inaccessible to people's pockets, and the cost of living crisis and everything else. People can't afford to go to a studio. Oh, you need to hire a session musician. Oh, I can't afford to pay a session musician. Pay £500 a day for the studio. Then a studio engineer. It's too expensive for the average person. So now the average person, and this is why the labels and all these big companies don't bloody like it, is because average Joe now can go, oh, I need
talented people.
I need
can just go right. Okay.
I need an instrumental beat. I've already got my lyrics. Boom, make me a beat in this style. Blah 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 blah. Hit enter. Boom, they've got a backing track, right? And then they can put the lyrics over it. You can get it to write the whole song for you if you want to, and then just strip out the vocals that it's created, and then put your vocals onto it and learn the words that it come up with. And because you've got a pro license, you own the license to release that song. Right, how's that any different from having a ghostwriter or having someone else write your songs? You know what I mean? And the thing is, the big argument, and this is my last point for the negatives, is people are saying, oh, well, but it's learning the music from somewhere. Whose music is it learning it from? How do bands write music? I write songs because I listen to Chris Stapleton, I listen to Luke Combs, and I listen to all these famous bands that I've been heavily influenced by, and then I come up with semi-original music because obviously it's impossible. There's only so many chords and melodies and all the rest of it and notes. So I come up with something that I think is, vaguely original, and then I record a song and then I put it bloody out. So how is that any different from a robot learning it? It's the process is the same. It's just it can do it so much faster, and that's the thing that people don't like.
There's also Terminator as well and Skynet.
Straight back to Terminator.
I don't like when machines have always been better than us, but I don't want them to be smart. Anyway,
I'm very open-minded to it.
Yeah, of course I am.
Because
I'm kind of half kidding. But
because I just think that, and I'm coming from probably the same as you, a background of not ever having the money to have music lessons, singing lessons, guitar lessons. Couldn't afford none of that. Couldn't even afford. Well, we didn't have like guitars or musical instruments in our house. We didn't have any. So I got into music quite late on once I started earning some money.
Yeah.
So how are young kids who are interested in making music in their bedrooms? But even software is not particularly cheap, you know what I mean? Like if you want good stuff, it's getting more accessible. But now, the reason the record labels are throwing up such a big fuss about it is because kids in their bedrooms know how to market themselves.
Yeah.
They know how to use TikTok better than any major corporation in the world, right? And they don't like it. Do you know the number of people that are turning down record deals?
Because they're doing it themselves.
I've done it in the last couple of years myself. We've gone, hang on, you're only interested in us now. No, we've got 7,000 YouTube subscribers. When we had 100 a few months back and we approached you with the same music, you wasn't interested. Now you're interested because we've got leverage. But the problem is now we don't need you. We've just now realised actually we don't need you. We're just going to keep doing this and the thing's going to keep growing as long as we keep making good music. Oh, and now we've got all these AI tools now to help us out. You'll come up with new ideas. So our cycle of being able to put out lots of content and creating lots of songs, you're buggered now. Now what do you do?
Yeah.
There is one big negative from it. I'll come on to that a bit later on in the chat because I think it's a totally different subject matter altogether, more to do with Spotify.
Okay.
But I will talk to you about that because I know you want to talk about a particular AI band.
No, not a particular AI band. It's
you saw it. You
AI bands are popping up, and the thing that worries me is using AI as a tool is one thing, but bands what you'll probably say is, how's that different to manufactured bands? Because they're being manufactured digitally, aren't they?
They're stuck in a room. They'll sign a band, and what they'll do is they'll say, "We love you because we've seen you doing this, and this, but now you're not going to write your songs anymore because we don't make any money."
Look, this is what you're going to sing, and this is the way you're going to lead your life. You can do that in private, but make sure it stays private. But this is the way you live your life in public.
Yeah. And these songwriters, by the way, they're now going to work with you on all your songs. He's like, but we write our own songs.
Not anymore.
Yeah, not anymore.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to take down the big record labels.
Mm.
And unless the big record labels, which they already have, start using it themselves.
But is it right for kind of these AI bands that are completely computer generated? Is it right for them to chart and stuff like that? I don't know. I don't get
Now,
it.
this is the point.
Mm.
This is where it gets sticky.
Yeah, this is.
So it depends, right? So someone's had to create it.
Of course.
And if it sounds good, it's probably been prompted really well. So has that person got a level of skill? You could say maybe they have because they've got a skill in prompting that's better. Because I've heard a lot of AI music and you can instantly tell it's AI music. But then I've heard some really good prompt engineers who have really prompted the hell out of the songs and really tweaked them and made them what they are and had them properly mixed and mastered and everything else. And then you're thinking, well, there's some level of skill to that, I suppose, to a very sort of like smaller degree. But the problem is, it's not even the charting thing that's an issue. Because they can pump out songs so fast, it's just constant. They could release a single a day if they wanted to. The problem for me is, and I think a lot of people, if you ask them, there's a big thing in the music industry and has been for a while. Artists do not like Spotify. Right? Unfortunately, it is one of the bigger streaming platforms, but there's rumors and a lot of people in the industry, big names in the industry, coming out and saying that Spotify are basically creating their own AI artists, putting it on their own platform, and therefore favoring their own artists when it comes to getting them on the big playlists and things like that.
Are we in tinfoil hat territory? Is this a conspiracy?
There's one artist, right?
Go on.
That's, I forget the name, right? But there's one artist. Rick Beato talks about it in one of his episodes. So there's an artist. I swear, he literally has got more plays and more plays than Michael Jackson, Madonna, the Beatles put together.
Okay.
And he's barely been around. Guess where this guy's from?
Go on.
Like just down the road from the headquarters of Spotify, apparently. Like that's where it's traced back to. It's in Sweden. This artist's from Sweden. And then there was a bunch of others that have popped up. And it's just like, this one started over here right next to Spotify.
Right.
And there's no evidence to suggest that it was Spotify. But the fact that this guy's got more streams than those three artists combined.
Is he touring? What?
The only way no, because the artist isn't real.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
So, or no one knows who the artist is at least. But the point is like, well, who's allowing this to get onto their major playlist if the artist isn't real? And you'd have to say, well, it's Spotify because they own the playlists. So if they're letting this get on there and it's not real, then who owns it?
yeah.
Like, and where would the vested interest in that be? But if Spotify are creating ad revenue from plays, from like people who don't pay for the platform or people that do, but then they also own most of the top charting music on Spotify as well. Well, there's a conflict of interest there big time, isn't there?
Oh, yeah.
So I think there's going to be things that come out about Spotify in the next few years. It's all speculation at the moment.
Right.
But there's a lot of evidence that points towards the fact that that's what they're doing.
Okay.
And that's where I then think it gets murky. Because all you're going to do then is have the big record labels flooding all the airwaves with AI-generated music. And luckily, we've got one saving grace in the fact that YouTube have just said that all AI-generated content will not be allowed to be monetized.
Okay.
That includes video, music.
That's something, yeah.
And you have to tag it. Now, my question to that is will AI get that good that how they're going to police it?
How are you going to tell? Yeah. Because look at how it's improved over the last 4, 5, 6 years.
That band you sent me, people are still debating if they are or aren't a real band.
Yeah.
They popped up out of nowhere and got like 2 albums out already in a matter of like a few months and gone from 0 to 1 point something million listeners on
downloads,
Spotify, and you're thinking, really? How's that happened?
Yeah.
So AI is both good and bad. I think it's how you use it that
Like the
counts.
internet,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
like social media.
yeah, it's how you use it. Yeah. So anyway, I've had quite a ramble on that one, but it's a big subject. It affects my world at the moment. It's a world I'm working in. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
But what about you? 'Cause, you know, you've written songs and you've written books. People are writing books with AI now.
This is another thing. Obviously, it's not music, but when
Same thing, though.
when it comes to the world of writing, I don't know how it works. I've used it as a tool for neatening grammar and help with like how I know where I want it to go. A little bit like music, so you know where you want the story arc to go, but it's clunky. You want it to flow a bit better. It's great for things like that, but where is the line when people are handing in dissertations for university and becoming doctors
It's virtually.
from medical papers that they're pulling off AI? These people might be, you know, operating on us someday.
See, the problem is
writing whole books.
I think the problem is
using AI.
when it first started, you could clearly see
You
that
could
it was
tell.
AI.
Of course you could, yeah.
But if you're smart enough and you know how to use AI properly, you can train your AI to whichever one you use. If you got like the pro version of ChatGPT,
you can train it to write in your style.
You can train
as
it to
well.
write in your style, and then it gets really difficult because it's like, well, you're never gonna. There's gonna come a point where on the internet soon, very soon. So the virtual influencers, that's already a thing. So in Japan, I think a guy has already married a robot in Japan because they're miles ahead with the AI stuff than we are. So in the next 25 years, our kids' generation, so one of those kids is going to be the first kids to marry a robot. And it sounds stupid to say it right now, but it's going to happen.
No, well,
And the Earth's population is going to plummet. But the thing is, with the AI, where I think it needs to go in terms of policing, the big corporations like YouTube and that, in order to discourage it taking over completely, need to do things like anything that is completely AI generated can't be monetized.
You can do it for fun,
so
but
there
not
won't
for-
be an incentive to create it. However, if you were to, for example, create a piece of work that maybe had an element of AI in there, that's fine. That's cool, I think. But it's just who knows where it's going to go.
Well, it's the thing. It used to be when you had computer CGI things like that.
Yeah.
You know, when you have a film, I don't know, you know, Transformers when that came out.
Yeah.
You know, one of the Transformers films, which
Oh,
was
yeah.
there was so much AI. It was like
Yeah.
you
The CGI stuff, yeah, I know what
just
you
kind
mean.
of so. It's not hugely different to that, is it? How much?
But
is real?
entire movies are going to be made with AI,
Yeah,
and we're
pretty
going to
much.
have AI actors. People are already selling their likeness to
To-
AI-generated companies, who deep fake companies, who basically are going to be able to say immortalize Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is going to be in movies for the next 150 years.
What a world.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but what about the new actors? So, I actually think it's going to affect the visual world more than it's going to affect music. And the reason I think that is because we've already had hologrammatic artists. We've had hologrammatic Elvis. We've had hologrammatic Michael Jackson. We've had hologrammatic ABBA. We've had hologrammatic Gorillaz. And for all intents and purposes, it has been a bit of a flop. I think it did, you know, the novelty of like, oh, this is cool. It very quickly wore off.
Gorillas. We went to see Gorillas in London, and that was cool because that was a mixture, wasn't it?
Yeah,
That
it
was that's a gimmick. That's a hook because
Yeah,
they're actual
cartoons
cartoon
and-
characters.
Yeah. K-pop will be the one that takes over with the cartoon character hologram things. Kids will be really into it. But the reason music works is it's the music. It's that connection. It's the personal connection. The reason we love Ozzy and the reason we love all these other artists, you know, and the reason people are so emotionally attached to them is because they're real people living real lives. And unless somehow humans lose their innate ability to connect emotionally with other humans, could happen. I don't know. If
It's creeping that way.
If we all become cyborgs,
It's creeping that way.
then I don't see it completely taking over, but it is definitely going to sit side by side.
Yeah, it's gonna. It is gonna. And as you kind of alluded to, because music is such an emotional art form, they call it soul for a reason.
Yeah.
When AI can replicate someone writing a song that is deeply personal to them, and it resonates.
I think it can do that now.
I think it could do, because it can make you emotional.
Yeah.
It can make you, like, I'm sure it can make you emotional.
But it's how it's delivered, though.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's how it's delivered. Like, is AI going to be able... Because you know that... Was it Alanis Morissette or Annie Lennox?
What about him?
Nothing compares. Remember, she's crying on the video.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, the Prince song. That's, oh, God.
I've
You
got
really put me on the spot.
the name's thrown me. Like, I've gone. I can't think of the
What have you
name.
done to me? We'll have to edit this.
Yeah. No, who sang it? It wasn't her.
No, it wasn't. Oh, God. What have you
Oh,
done,
dear.
Steve?
We're rubbish with names. Anyway.
I'm usually fine, but
Yeah,
you always
I'm
got to
no, I'm-
highlight it, and you go, "There's this artist. I can't remember who they are. You used to do this before."
I'm terrible with names. The second we turn the cameras off, I go, bang,
Oh,
there's the name.
God. Okay, we'll have
Anyway,
to edit this out.
But
Because this is really embarrassing.
how can AI,
This is really embarrassing.
how can AI though ever deliver that emotion?
No, exactly.
And the only reason that resonated is because you knew that was a real woman really crying.
Nina Simone, one of my favourite jazz artists. You can't recreate Nina Simone's voice because it wasn't even that strong.
Yeah.
But it was heartbreak. It's hot. There's
Yeah.
I don't know if AI can replicate
But
that.
one of
yet.
the
You
reasons-
can probably copy it.
We just did another episode talking about Ozzy Osbourne and why people liked him and why they became so attached to his music. And we discussed...
Sinead O'Connor.
Sinead O'Connor.
Go
That's the one. Right. So we talked about the fact that people have controversy. We talked about the fact that people have these massive personalities. We talked about... So unless AI is going to develop huge personalities and go out in the street and bite a bat's head off or do any of that stuff, it's never really going to get to the cream of the crop at the top.
No, it can't.
Ever. It's
No.
just not. I just don't see how that's possible. But then again, I've said a lot of things won't be possible, and then within 2 years, they're now doing it.
Yeah.
Do you know what's quite funny? And this is totally slightly off topic. It is AI related, but I film a bunch of lads who do groundworks and landscaping and stuff, and they go, well, at least I've got a job that no one can take over. AI will never be able to do my job. These robots, blah blah blah. And then there's videos now doing the rounds on TikTok of this slab laying robot, and this robot goes around the room and it screeds everything out underneath it, and then it uses these suckers and with laser precision lays the tiles perfectly in place. And I took that into work this morning and went, what are you saying, lads?
Oh,
You want to see this robot laying down these tiles? And they're like, yeah. And then the next one was, yeah, but it won't be able to get down steps and it won't be able to do it. It's like, yet. People are in such denial that it's coming.
Yeah.
So here's my
I
advice.
would tell you, mate, stop. Shh.
Here's my advice. Learn how to use it
Yeah,
or fall behind.
yeah.
Because it's for this podcast, for instance, right? We are strapped for time. We both work. We've got hobbies. We've got families. I'm going to edit this video myself because I have to, because there's no tool to do that yet. But when I want to chop up this video into 60 pieces of individual content for reels and shorts, I showed you there's an AI piece of software that I use that goes through it, listens for all the hooks, all what might be the best bits of it, and it chops them up into like hundreds of little pieces for me, which means I can... And if you ask it to, it will schedule the posts and do it all for you.
You'd be insane not to use it.
It would be so... like,
It would
imagine
take you hours and hours and hours and hours. So
How
yes,
stubborn have you got to be to go, I'm not going to use that?
I'm going to take 2 weeks off work and do it myself. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Literally, the only reason that this show now is finally happening, and the fact that we've got this other show that we've got in the background that we're going to be doing as well with the live performances,
music show, yeah.
is because of AI is about now, and it's now affording me the time to be able to work on the creative projects I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
because otherwise I just wouldn't have the time to be able to do all of that.
We've talked about it for years.
Yeah.
And we did an iteration of it some years back.
Yeah.
But
Kind of.
nothing like this.
No, but again, it's everything evolves, and I think it definitely is a case of do learn how to use it in some way, shape, or form. Let it be a positive force for good,
Yeah.
because all that will happen is you'll still be moaning about it in 20 years. It'll just make
It's old man shouts at cloud, isn't it?
in the 1800s I don't know when was the tractor invented. I don't know when the tractor was invented, but there was I watched a program. I think it was like Richard Osmond said that, or someone of that ilk said that at one point 80% of the entire country in America and the UK were in one way, shape or form working and related in the agricultural and farming industry.
Yeah.
And then tractors come along and everyone went, well, where's all our jobs going to
And
go?
ruined everything. Yeah.
But then new industries were created off the back of it.
Of course, yeah.
And everybody got over the fact there was tractors.
Yeah.
But 80%, that wiped out a gigantic workforce. Now, they're predicting AI is going to wipe out, 300,000 jobs over the next 5 years?
Okay.
That's a lot of jobs. But new jobs will be created if you learn how it works.
Yeah.
You just got to
Yeah, it's change, isn't it? Change and progression. People have always railed against change and progression.
Yeah.
I remember seeing an old poster actually, the protest against electricity, and there was all these skeletons and lightning bolts and stuff like that. People didn't want it.
Yeah.
People didn't want electricity.
So
So
the
I think we're okay with it now.
I remember there was protests in America. I don't remember it. I wasn't there.
Okay.
I remember seeing someone talk about it, and they were saying one of the protests about why they didn't want electricity in the homes is because they literally thought there was demons in it.
Sorcery, isn't it? Obviously, you're not supposed to. Yeah, I get it. It would freak you out.
Yeah.
If you were just used to lighting torches and stuff.
Could you imagine right now just being your great granddad?
Okay.
And it just pops back to life today, right? And then he's just plunked in 2025.
I'd probably go great.
How scary. No, I don't even know. Like
Maybe 100 years ago.
my great nan, right, died about 20 years ago. Even now, if she was around now and she just came back today, and she'd be like, how much has changed in the last 20 years?
Oh, God, yeah.
Frightening.
Well, you're younger than me, and lots have changed since you were a kid.
It's mind-boggling.
Yeah.
But yeah, so to summarise from me anyway, I think
Yeah, better wrap it up.
I'm very active in the music world right now. I think it can be a tool for good. I do think that the big corporations need to sort their shit out and work out how they're going to either police it or divvy up the money. Because if they're fiddling it so that they're getting everything, then maybe artists need to find a new way of getting the music out to people. And stop using them. I don't know what the answer is right now, but I'm sure over the next 4 or 5 years we're going to start figuring out what that is, because it can't continue the way it's going.
No.
Because artists are just going to keep getting paid less and less and less, and they already get next to nothing.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest negative. That's the thing we've now got to work out. But until then, learn how to use it, boost your numbers, and get the most out of it whilst you can.
But AI bands, we still don't like doing. Not fully AI bands.
No, but I listened to some of the songs from that band you sent me, and
You're not following them, are you?
No, but I was like, I see a lot of bands,
Yeah.
and I was like, this is not the worst thing I've heard.
No, of course. Yeah.
It's like, it's not that bad. It's actually easy listening. I'd pop that on in the car and have it on in the background. It's one of them, mate.
Yeah. It's again, it's intangible, isn't it? It's a conversation that could go on forever, but it won't tonight.
No.
Because we're going to end it there.
But you can carry on the conversation in the comments section.
Yes, please do.
And you can give us your 2 pennies worth and let us know what you think. Are we all hypocrites? Are we all secretly using it and then denying it to everyone? I would never use it, and then as soon as no one's looking. I think a lot of that's going on. Or are you just dead set against it? Will you never touch it? Will you never use it? What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comment section, and we'll be back with more hot music topics real soon.
Catch you on the next one.
Yeah.